Hello and good morning. I am Bobby Adelson Jr., the Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, and you are tuned in to the Star Spangled Sit Down. We're very, very excited. We've got two great interviews today, including an interview with Kiddist Cowans. She is the lead facilitator for the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs. And of course, we have a fantastic interview with Debbie Allen, the actor, director, producer, choreographer who has won Emmys, Golden Globes, and Tony Awards. I had a great chance to speak with Debbie Allen, who was in Jamaica thanks to Plie for the Arts. She did a master class at the National Dance Theater. And again, great chance to talk with her about what she was doing here in Jamaica, some of her time on Fame, and much, much more. So without further ado, let's go to that interview. Hello, how's it going? We are here with Debbie Allen. Welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you so much.
It is so nice of you to take the time to speak with us tonight, and we hear that you're going to be at the National Dance Theater Company.
Yes, I'm teaching a class. It was something that I was scheduled to do in December, but I got COVID, and so that shut me down for quite a bit, but here we are, and I think it'll be even better to do it right now.
We hope you're feeling better. We're glad you finally were able to make it.
Yeah.
So the folks in Jamaica probably knew you first or knew you best from your time as Lydia Grant on Fame.
Yes.
What was that experience like? Where did that start? How did that help you grow as a dancer, as an actor, in your career?
Well, it came after I had done a few Broadway shows actually, and had trained extensively at the New York School of Ballet, acting, all the things, graduated from Howard University. And it was during the musician strike that they decided to make it into a TV show. I'd done the movie, one line, so that means that there's no small parts. Anyway, so it turned into a whole new career.
Yep.
I developed as a choreographer, which is what I cared more about than anything. I asked when they asked me if I wanted to do it. I said, well, can I be the choreographer? They said, oh yeah, you can have that. They didn't realize that was really the heart and soul of the show. It was the big production numbers, the dancing. So it was, 6 years of like being in film school. I learned about the camera. I became a director. I became a producer, and set in motion people's careers around the world. That was what was the best thing. It changed people's lives that watched the show.
And they even did some music with it in UK. I know you had some big hits that came from the the Kids of Fame.
We did. The Kids of Fame. We went there. We went to Israel. We went to Spain. Princess Diana came to see us. Yeah. We played Royal Albert Hall. That's like their Met of London. And actually, right now, we're actually working on doing a documentary about the whole Fame experience.
When is that expected to come out?
Well, I'm starting to talk right now with MGM and Ken Ehrlich, who is one of our producers on the show and who did the Grammy Awards for 3 decades. Anyway, so Fame has a life. I think it might just live forever. I don't know.
I think so. Exactly. A lot of your acting roles, including on Fame and some other roles, have tended to be a lot of mentor, teacher roles and stuff like that. Is that a coincidence, or is it like art imitating life, or is that you just gravitate to being a natural mentor?
I think maybe they start to see me that way. I mean, I've done other roles, but played Anita in the Definitive Revival on Broadway, but I think that's what I do. I have a huge dance academy, the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. We just opened a middle school. We're recruiting students for the 6th grade for next year. I guess it's kind of like a real purpose in life for me, honestly. It really is, to give back, because I remember being a young kid in Texas and not having the opportunities because of the racial segregation. I couldn't go to the dance school I wanted to because they weren't taking black kids.
Right.
And so the world has changed, and I think I'm who I am because of what I do.
Let's talk about your dance academy, because you kind of started to mention it, and you mentioned the fact that when you were in Houston and when you were younger, you weren't given those opportunities. And so, of course, now you're able to give those opportunities to Black children, Latinos, and people of color. why is it, now you're in Jamaica, why is it important to you, for you to come here, to come to Jamaica and do some similar type of outreach?
Oh, because this is my other home. These are my brothers and sisters here.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about the African diaspora, and more of us were in South America and the Caribbean than in America. And it's important for us to connect because we have that universal one, the language of the dance, the rhythm of the music. And I love Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much culture here that has informed the world. And every time I come, this is probably my, I want to say fifth visit here.
Wow.
And I'm coming again in the fall. I always learn new things and meet new people. And this is very important, this dance alliance between us. And so some of these students that I'll see today are actually going to come to my summer intensive in July.
Really? Back in the States?
Yeah, in LA.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned culture. So you were a part of a show, producing a show that was very important for people my age. A Different World. I'm 37, and at that time, you know, when I was a kid in the late 80s and early 90s, they kind of gave you the keys and said, hey, let's change after the first season, like, hey, let's make this a different type of show. Did your experience, you mentioned Howard, did your experience at Howard affect how you created Hillman and how you kind of, you know? Totally.
I think it's why they came to me, because I had already, you know, established myself as a director, choreographer, for all the things that I was doing. I was doing Family Ties, doing all these shows. But this show needed my cultural identity and my actual artistic ability.
Right.
And so it was a natural fit. And again, that was my second time being part of a television show that changed the world. We tripled the enrollment of historically black colleges, but also there were so many white kids that wanted to go to college after they saw the show. You know, all ethnicities of children wanted to go. So, yeah, Howard University was my Bible because I lived all the stories that we told. The riot, everything that you can think of that we did on that show, I lived for real at Howard University.
I know they appreciate it here. I was talking to my staff and they said, man, that was a huge, huge show. Like I said, the showing that HBCU experience, no other show was doing that. I mean, Cosby had, you know, kind of started to get into that, but
yeah, it was
really important.
Yeah, it was actually Bill Cosby's idea.
Yeah.
The whole show.
You come from a very successful family. How did your parents influence you, and how had like your siblings and stuff influence you to be better and be successful as a young person?
Well, my mom is a writer. My mom we're celebrating her 99th birthday in July.
Wow.
She lives with me, and oh my gosh, she's still at it. My mother is a writer, artist, poet, pianist, accomplished pianist. She gave us the arts. That's what she gave us. She turned the television off, made us think it was broken half the time. That's back in the day when you could take a tube out of the television and it wouldn't work.
Right.
And she made us go into nature and into the world and made us discover ourselves. That's what my mother did. And my father was a dentist, the best dentist, and he supported it. He loved all things that we loved. Every time we'd be in a new show or program, he was right there supporting us. And my sister Felicia, who is a year and a half older than me, was always kind of just that, a year and a half ahead of me. And when I was not accepted into a college of dance and theater arts and went to Howard, she was my pathfinder. I was able to find my way while I followed her. So Felicia and my older brother Tex is a jazz musician. My baby brother Hugh Allen, his daughter, my niece Chloe's with me. He's a banker, thank God. Somebody knows how to write a check.
Got the money early.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you're doing in Jamaica.
So I'm here and I'm going to have this class today, this cultural exchange. And I'm going to learn some things. They're going to teach me a couple of dances they talked about today. I'm going to go visit the Bob Marley Museum. I'm going to visit the incredible rum estate. That's amazing. I can't wait to go. I'm going to actually, the rest of my family's going to meet me here. And we're going to have a little relaxation time. And then they're waiting for me to come back to Grey's Anatomy and to Donna. to this summer.
We're very excited about that as well. So finally, just tell us, we've got a lot of young viewers who watch this show. What are some advice you have for a young person who might be considering a career in the arts?
I would say that really get off of your TikTok and all your Instagram and go to class.
Yep.
Master a skill, because being cute won't get you very far. Being, kind of quirky doesn't. You have to have some skill.
Right.
So what is your skill? Do you act? Can you write?
Mm-hmm.
Can you dance? Can you sing? Do you want to be a director? Do you want, what is it that you want to do? And it can change, just pick something, train, study, That's why I have the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. My kids are I'm so proud of them. We just did a musical industry showcase, casting directors from ABC, NBC, Fox, just you name it. They were all there, Universal Studios, Disney. And they all came to see what my kids can do, and they put on a show.
Well, we appreciate you being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you later on at the master class.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the class. I have a lot of very interesting students that I've met today. I'm looking forward to it. They're all ages, which I like.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me today and taking the time to be with all of you all.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day. Well, you heard it from Debbie Allen. There are no small parts. She took one line in the film Fame and turned it into a full career, choreography, acting, writing, producing. So if you are a budding artist and you're feeling like you're struggling, just know that just keep going and keep trying to achieve those goals. Thank you again to Marissa at Plie for the Arts, who funded Debbie Allen's trip and gave us the opportunity to chat with her. But we're going to switch gears because my next guest is Kiddist Cowans. She's the lead facilitator at the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me today, Bobby.
The Academy for Women Entrepreneurs is a program with the State Department's Bureau for Educational and Cultural Affairs. It gives entrepreneurizing women the knowledge, networks, and access they need to launch and scale successful businesses. So, Kiddist, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs.
So, hi again, morning, everyone. My name is Kiddist Cowans, as you heard. I am an entrepreneur. I have my own business, Justice Gifts and Decor. I'm also a Jamaica Host Fellow as well. I am very big on development, on empowering women. And so it was without a doubt that when I was asked to be a part of this program, I jumped on board. I consider myself someone who loves to develop, especially young women, because when we empower women, we empower a nation, we empower families. So that's one of the things I'm passionate about. And any chance I get to participate in doing that, then I'll jump at it. The Academy for Women Entrepreneurs was launched in 2019 by the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. And the aim is that by 2025, they'll impact 50 million women. So in 2020, just before COVID, as a matter of fact, we launched on the day we found our first case in Jamaica.
Wow.
In 2020.
Perfect timing.
Right? So we had to restructure, we had to get creative, and right away, we had to focus the shift from in-person training to online. So we moved the program to an online platform on Zoom. At that time, we weren't so familiar with it, but we made it work. We had 30 women in training. We went through, and it takes you through an online training program. And also we had local participants doing fireside chats and different ways to integrate the content that was being taught from the Dream Builder platform online. And of course, the program is being implemented in Jamaica by the Youth for Development Foundation. So the U.S. Embassy and YFDN are the implementers of the program here locally in Jamaica.
All right. Well, thank you for the background. You have a couple fans watching on Facebook, so I'm going to pull up. Kimberly Harris says, "That's my BFF."
Hi, Dr. Harris.
Dr. Harris, Marshala Flawless Phillips on Facebook. Says Kiddist, and Anna Nita is giving you Kiddist with a couple of hearts. So for those of you watching along at home, if you have questions for Kiddist or if you have a shout out you want to give, please hit us up in the comments. Okay, so tell us, why should female entrepreneurs apply and what's the benefit to the program?
Okay, so why you should apply? Any opportunity where you can get to engage and network of women who support women, it's a win-win situation. So that in itself is a reason why you should apply. Another thing too is that the 16-week training program gives you step-by-step guides of how to go from the beginning, from a business plan to executing the actual business plan. So there are classes about formalizing your business, how to fund your business, how to register for taxes, all that kind of thing. It gives you real hands-on steps that will help you to implement your business. From the first cohort, we had a young lady, and I'm always going to mention her because she was a real success story of the program. Cavell came in with just an idea for her business, Cavell Hillman. And Cavell, at the end of the program, launched her business, STEM Builders Learning Hub. Cavell is now in Houston, Texas, as a YLA fellow because of how she's grown in the last 2 years from starting that program. And that was because she got her start in our program. So if you have an idea, if you are thinking about starting a business, if you have a business already and you want to develop and grow leaps and bounds, this network is it for you. So apply, join, and reap the benefits.
So we actually have the forms and how to apply in the comments and running along the bottom of our screen. Applications are open until this Friday, closing soon. What are the general requirements to apply this year?
So the basic requirements are the persons who apply need to be living and operating their business in Kingston and Manchester. And one of the reasons is that we want to target marginalized women who are not persons who are open to these opportunities all the time. So we want to give persons who don't normally get a seat at the table that opportunity. There's also a huge reward too, Bobby, where women who are successful, at the end of the program, they pitch, and there's an opportunity for 10 women to get $1,000 seed funding for their program. So of the 30, 10 will have an opportunity to get funding to start their business or to scale their business.
How much was the seed funding again?
$1,000.
Awesome. So it's a great starter.
Great start. Start for your business.
Do you have any, you already shared with us one success story. Do you have any other success stories from some of our female entrepreneurs?
Sure. I could name a few. Another one is Janet Alexander Reed, who does Institutes of JAR. She's also a YLA fellow now, who's also in Houston, Texas. And again, Janelle came to the program. She already had her business running, which was good. But what she was able to do was to scale her business while going through the program. And she's now expanding to different parishes in Jamaica and impacting women all across Jamaica. And again, she's now on her 6-week fellowship program, which will further develop her skills. So what being a part of the program does, it brings you into the network, and whenever there are opportunities, you're automatically linked to those opportunities to help to develop yourself and your business.
How did you get involved initially in all of this?
Well, I am a YLA alum.
Thank you. What is YL? Can you say what YLAI stands for?
Sure. For persons who aren't aware, it's the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative. It's also a U.S. State Department program. So in 2017, I was selected as a YLA fellow, one of 8 Jamaicans who traveled overseas. And as I said, because I'm in the network, when opportunity came up, I got a call from the embassy to say, hey, we're having this program. Would you like to be a part of it? Before I could hear the details, my answer was yes, yes, yes. And Kim was like, but I haven't told you the details yet. Right. You know, we went to Ecuador. We had a training program that trained us to be trainers, pretty much. And we came back and we executed. The other person who was with the other facilitator for the program was Tishana Mullings.
We got a question actually from the audience. From Georgia Grant wants to know, does this have an age limit?
Yes. Yep. So along with being from Kingston and Manchester, we are asking for a person between the age of 18 to 35 years old. Okay. Right. Also, there's not a limit as to how old the business needs to be. Right. But as I mentioned, startup phase, ideally, if you have an idea that you're ready and willing to execute, perfect for you. Because what we're giving you are practical steps, how to create a business plan and how to execute. We're bringing you into the network where we have mentors. Last year we had people like Ethnomela Simpson who came in and gave fireside chats. We had the Lemonade guy. I don't know if you know the Lemonade guy. No. He's this entrepreneur from the US who did a training with us. So it's really impactful. We had Jeffrey Azan come in to do a session. So we try to link you with persons who are movers and shakers in entrepreneurship, so that you get real life stories about how to develop.
So whether you're starting a business fresh, or you have an idea for a business, or you've started your business and just want a little bit more,
Exactly.
it's all for all those folks.
All for all of you.
Perfect.
At the end of the program, they get a certificate from the Dream Builder platform, because Dream Builder is an online open source platform, which is from the University of Houston, Texas.
Cool.
So it's powered by Thunderbird. So it's accredited. It's, you know, something important that you have a piece of paper when you're finished to say, hey, I did this and I accomplished this. So there's also that tangible, you know, benefits as well from being a part of the program.
Yeah, with all those women who complete the program, it's a great achievement just getting accepted to the program. If you don't get accepted this year, you can apply next year.
Certainly. We had over 300 applications last year and we had to choose 30. That was tough.
That is tough.
And
I know there's already a lot. Yeah.
We're looking at some big numbers again this year again.
We have another fan that I'm going to pull up, Jerome Cowans. Do you know Jerome?
I think that name sounds familiar.
He called you a superstar.
That's my husband right there.
Hey, Jerome. Hello, everyone watching. Finally, as we wrap up, can you just what advice would you give to our young female viewers watching today who are considering, you know, starting an entrepreneurship project or starting a business?
I always say to persons, just start. We tend to want to have all our eggs in a row, or all our ducks in a row, as they say, when it comes to entrepreneurship. But it's important that when you have a passion, or when you have the skills to do something, you start where you are with what you have and you just execute. When I started my business, Just to Get on the core, I had no intention of starting a business then. But how it happened was I was home on bed from a difficult pregnancy. I was feeling severe pain, needed something to ease my pain. I made a cushion, posted it on Facebook. People started to order. I didn't say I was selling anything. And 4 years later, Just to Get on the core is a success story in business, because what I did was start where I was. And as I went along, I developed skills and that I needed, got the funding, that kind of thing to execute. But if you told me 4 years ago that I'd have done this, I'd be like, no, I'm not into that kind of thing. But here I am. So just start with what you have, where you are, and everything will fall into place.
That's fantastic advice to all of our viewers. We are out of time. For those of you who have asked questions or had comments that we weren't able to address, please just go online. We left the links and some information in the comments, so please check it out. If you want to apply, again, we left the links and the instructions in the comments. But thank you so much, Kiddist, for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me, Bobby. And they can also go to the yfdn.org, www.yfdn.org. And the application link is also on their website as well. And please follow YFDN on Instagram, where we'll be making posts and updates about the program. And as Bobby said, if you don't get through this year, keep the faith. Apply next year. It's very competitive, but if you stick to it, you will get through.
So multiple ways for folks to find that information and to apply. Again, thank you so much for joining us live, Kiddist. Thank you to Debbie Allen for joining us last week. And thank you all for tuning in, and have a lovely day.